Okay, so this line always plugs back in to this. It keeps debris and stuff from getting inside the air cylinder. To take the air cylinder off is just a matter of pushing this pin, and you pull it out, and then this lifts off. Okay, now we will continue on with dismantling the mill itself. There's 4 screws that are underneath that are they're not real tight. You just snug them down good, and they won't vibrate loose. Before we slide that back, we'll take a minute and talk about the screen. Whenever you are operating, to pull the screen out, you just there's a screw on either end that you just back off a few turns, and then the screen will slide out. And if it gets filled up with lipids or anything like that, then you can clean it off and reinstall it the same way. You just tighten them screws down a little bit, and it's good. Okay, now we'll continue on with the disassembly of the mill. You slide it back again. We'll cover a couple of things at this time. Whenever you're reassembling the mill, it's a matter of just lining the drive here up. If you look inside and you see the blue spider in there, you line those up the best you can, and whenever you slide it forward, it'll slide right in. If you have it a little bit out of place, it won't slide. You just tick it over a little bit and it'll slide in. Okay. So the first thing that you do is to remove the little drive hub. And I always like to stand it on end to take the end caps off. We'll slide the screen out first. And then we'll take the end caps off. A lot of times, if the end caps are stuck in any way, taking the screws out of this end cap first, if you have a problem dismantling, because you can use the weight of the mill itself to help you disassemble it. You'll notice the difference in these 2 screws. These are the ones that hold the screen in place. Okay, now, like I say, if you have a trouble whenever you're trying to dismantle the mill, if you just set it on the end of the shaft like that, then it will take, and just the weight of it will cause it to come apart. and take your bearings off the main cutting blade and use now that's ready to be cleaned. You don't want to take anything metal to this. You can use a plastic brush, or even a piece of plastic like a pick that you would use for your teeth to clean out between these teeth. Any metal might damage it. Let's say we're going to continue by taking the top part off the mill, and if you're doing cancellous grinding, you would take this off before you took your end caps and the main cutting head out. Okay, this is the primary blade, top blade, and it just slides out. If you notice, it has a couple of 1032 holes in the top of it. If it gets jammed, you can put a screw in there and screw it down and jack it out, or a lot of times you can put the screw in there and it will help you to get a hold to pull it out of the mill. The bottom blade you remove these 4 screws here that hold on the little plate at the bottom of the machine. It's a little spacer. That gets you access to this, which is the secondary cutting blade. And you just push it on through to the interior of the mill. Again, when you're cleaning these, try not to use metal on metal. Plastic picks are the best to keep it clean. Okay, we're going to go on to the cancellous blade pack. And we'll disassemble it and then reassemble it. It's you taking the split collar and back the screw off on it, unscrew it, and remove the bearings. Again, whenever you're autoclaving, it's best not to autoclave the bearings. Wipe them down, give them an alcohol bath or whatever, but everything else can be autoclaved. Okay, we're going to take the blades off. You'll have the large blade and the smaller interior blades. There's 3 of the small blades and 4 of the large ones. And they stack up on the key. You have to make sure that you getting them assembled where they're facing the right direction, because you can put it together backwards, and you'll notice that as soon as you try to grind anything, it won't cut. Okay, the other split collar on the other end has 2 screws on it.